Let's get started.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of FusionLore. I'm Magic, and he's Matt, and we're exhausted.
Sleep-deprived. We're gonna crash out. We're gonna crash out.
Normally we go over all the missions in FusionFall 30 minutes at a time, but today
this
is a special episode. Woo, yeah. Woo. We did the guide missions all up to level 12 to catch up on the guides.
4 guides.
We did a total of 48 missions, and how many? 3 hours? 4 hours?
And more. We started way like 9 my time, so 4.5 hours, 48 missions, backtracking like a motherfucker. It was like, truthfully, if I could burn calories, like I think I said this before, if I could burn calories in FusionFall based on the distance travel, I would be dead.
Anorexic.
Right now.
Life support.
I would be dead.
I need an IV in my arm.
I wouldn't be functionally there. My brain would be melting through my headset into the computer.
Okay, so the way we normally do these episodes is we'll spend about an hour or two, maybe 3 at the most, playing the levels missions, and then we'll write notes on what we thought about what was going through every line of dialogue in the game and being like, that's very interesting. This is pretty cool. Not this time. Throw that out the window. We did so much stuff that didn't even matter. We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
like seriously, okay, we would have sat here and struggled to possibly even, let's go see what the important things are. But I'm sure we can remember, because it was only like 2 things that were important out of all 48 missions that were any correlation at all to the lore.
I just
normally we sit there, we write notes and try to connect things into the story, but truthfully, every single thing. Actually, I'm gonna give benefit of the doubt. 3 things. The third thing, not that important because it was the first time it was mentioned. Anyways, I digress. Sorry for interrupting, but it is 1:38 in the morning. We've been at this for quite a while. You could imagine the brain activity slowly decreasing until we are both delusional.
I think what made it even worse, Matt, is the order that we chose to go in. We went in the order that the game gave us of Ben, Dexter, Mojo, and Double D. Maybe if we went in reverse order, it wouldn't have weighed on us as much. Maybe we would have some brain cells left. But no, because we chose to go in this order, and we were so tired by the end when Billy was talking to us, we felt like Billy. Okay. All right.
No. Not even Billy. Screw that. Number 2 pissed me off before I was doing the Ed guy missions like that. Come on, man. Come on. I don't know. Listen.
Every guide has their own agenda and a FusionFall. Well, I don't. It doesn't matter. There's no order. We're just gonna talk. We're gonna talk for 30 minutes and rant. That's what we're gonna do.
They got their complete and utter only their personal own objectives. They don't give a fuck about what anyone has going on at all.
According to their emails, they're all too busy. They're all busy doing something.
Who knows? Listen, their emails dictate that, they're very closely watching us. But if you're so busy and you can't do this, I want to know why you're keeping such a close eye on me.
Yeah, you're too busy to come do this, but you're not busy enough to watch me the entire time. Hey, I saw you just
send
did
an email
that thing.
every 30 seconds.
We do missions for Ben. Ben's like, I'm downtown. I can't do anything. I need you to go talk to number 2, and y'all can coordinate something together. I don't care. I'm Ben 10. Fuck you.
Yeah. And also, that man is so egotistical. We all love Ben. Don't get me wrong. We all love Ben, but that man is egotistical as fuck. Tell me why he's sending us on missions to go to secret, hidden plumber bases. Right, because Grandpa Max is concerned that Fuse's army is going to attack the plumber bases. Like, sure, and that's some lore to be had. I guess that is an event going on. But tell me why it's literally just, hey man, go press that button and make sure it's working for me.
Oh wait,
you know,
wait, Matt, you can't forget we can't go to the base until we get our earplugs. We have to get our earplugs first. And we have to be shown how to wear the earplugs.
Because they don't trust us. Mind you, okay, granted, like, sure, if you were doing these missions in a traditional order, like, okay, every single time you level up, you go do a guide mission, then you go progress through the game normally, move on to the next level, do a guide mission, progress through the game normally, and so on and so forth. No, we sat there and we were like, nah, we need to wait, and we're gonna do all of the missions all together just to make sure they're all jam packed together, and come and find out, you know, maybe it was such a good idea. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea.
We had high expectations for these missions. We thought they would contain the most lore. The complete opposite.
Nah. High expectations and absolutely dumpster fired, rolled over us. Like, I can't believe it. Anyway, so we need to get our earplugs, otherwise our brain is going to turn to mush, because, you know, we haven't been in the what is it, the Peach Creek Estates infected zone before. We haven't been in there before. Anyway, so the order in which we do these levels is level 4 to level 12. So mind you, at the beginning of the game, there's some dialogue between doing the missions, if you're doing the regular missions, that shows that they're confiding in us. They're like, okay, yeah, you know what, this kid knows what he's doing. But, you know, starting over, it's like, damn, it's like a slap to the face. It's like, damn, you don't know anything I'm doing. It's like, you really need to show me how to put earbuds in? Come on, man.
I've killed at least 5 fusions by now. I think I could put some earplugs in.
Exactly. Like, come on. Anyway, so we go there, and this bona fide egotistical maniac Ben is like, hey, you know, thanks for going to press that button. It looks like there's some merch left behind. Some of my merch is in there. You should just take it. You know, here's a little ticket.
Here's my old clothes. Put my old clothes on.
We went through a series of mission lines where some of it was interesting, but most of it was mostly about Ben giving away his hand-me-downs because he didn't want to drop it off at a Goodwill. You know, plumber uniforms are pretty expensive, so he thought maybe, hey, give it to the next person trying to save the world, just following his footsteps, whatever the case might be.
No, I forgot what he said, and we were doing the mission. He was like, anyway, head back to the plumber base. I'm sure you can find something in there to keep. And I was like, the way he says it is like there's a prize counter in there. He's like, turn in some of those tickets. I'm sure they'll give you a good reward.
He's like, hey, check it out. There's a cool pair of Galactic Enforcer boots in there. You know, just take it. It's fine, you troubles. Know? Hey, and then he's like, great, the next mission, great, the plumber base is secure. Hey, grab those Galactic Enforcer leggings, man. I think they go together, you know? It's like almost like he knew they were there. It's almost like, funnily enough, the next mission right after this, he sends us a cape, which I don't know how you get dressed in the morning. Do you shoes, pants, and then a cape? Is that how you get dressed? I don't get dressed like that.
Hey, man, he's too busy to get dressed. People are dressing him.
Anyway, regardless of that, he eventually gives us his hand-me-down T-shirt, his plumber shirt, his galactic shirt, or whatever the case might be. And, you know, it completes the set. It's a cool little set. It looks interesting. But I feel like we're missing the biggest point here. Hold on. Actually, better yet, let's talk about the important thing, at least in Ben's mission, so that way it doesn't seem like we're just talking about nonsense. You want to take it off from here?
So we go back and forth, and we do something that leads us to some information. I think it was the very end of the mission line, on the level 12 mission. It's like, according to this, we data mined some information, and when we data mined that information, it's like Fuse has been around for 1,000 years, and I got excited at the first piece of lore that was dropped in these missions. I was like, Matt, there's lore. It's lore. I was starting salivating. I was like, information, Matt.
Listen, trust me, I was doing the same exact thing. I was like, at the beginning, I was seeing these repetitive missions. I was like, okay, there's not going to be any juice, which, by the way, it is very dry. We have drops. Okay, that's all we got. We have drops to give you, and you're going to be grateful. Okay, we tried very hard to make this fruit, and this fruit did not blossom this time. Okay. Anyway,
we're gonna blossom.
Oh yeah, speaking of blossom, to move on to Dexter's.
Move on, because that's all we get from Ben.
That's all we got.
The little morsel we got from Ben was like, hey, Fuse has been around for 1,000 years. Yeah,
he's been terrorizing the galaxy for less than 1,000 years, according to Grandpa Max. Based on the data mined. Based on the data they mined, or whatever the case might be, which is fascinating that's in the game. And wow, okay, so they've been around for about 1,000 years, which if we reference missions and episodes that are probably already going to be out by now, that is fascinating, especially with the timeline and all that nonsense, because it kind of shoots my theory into the dark, but whatever.
So then, you know what?
Jesus, it Your does,
theory
right?
About Megas
taking a piece.
Megas is no, because Megas is from 1,000 years in the future. It doesn't do anything to your theory.
Future.
Fuse has been around for 1,000 years. He's gonna be around for 1,000 more years. It doesn't do anything to your theory.
I guess so, but still, I think it still can conflict a little bit. It's like he's been around 1,000 years before. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's just a continuation. The future portion of himself got sent to the past, and that's why. Okay. Thank you for clarifying for me, because my brain is my brain is turned into fried. Mush.
It
feels like, yeah. Anyway, Dexter, Blossom Battle.
We go to Dexter, and we get a little more lore, and I started getting excited again. I was like, maybe the guide missions are something. Maybe they are. Dexter tells us we're gonna go track down the missing heroes, and he's like, Major Glory has gone missing. I'm like, oh, that's a big guy. That's an important guy. Oh,
yes, he is.
Well, we're gonna go find Major Glory, and we find out that he went missing in the Darklands, and immediately my smile turned to a frown. We are not going to the Darklands at a level 4 mission. Nope.
And not anytime fucking soon.
And you were talking about Ben being egotistical. Fucking Dexter was ego. He was like, I need your help to find the missing heroes. And then immediately is like, we're going to find my favorite hero first. I don't care who else is missing. We're going to find my favorite hero, which is funny because he then sends us to go talk to Blossom. And we know that Buttercup is missing because Dexter built that monument over there and it only has a Buttercup on it.
Honestly, Dexter's whole mission line is kind of like depressing in a sense, because we had 2 whole mission lines where it was just, so this person is missing. Can you help us find him? And we like dead ends on both ways. It's pretty sad, actually.
We have no idea. Major Glory is not in this game. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. If you never played FusionFall before, he's not in this version of the game. He's in the academy. So, like, where does this go? When we do get to the Darklands, it's going to be like, oh, Major Glory is dead.
Yeah, no, see, that doesn't make sense, because actually, if these missions were in the original retro and then they introduced, what's it called? The Academy update, and then Major Glory is in the Academy, how does that fit in to what we were doing?
Get rid of the missions. They delete them. We want you to forget about those missions. They don't exist.
Like, those guide missions just get snapped out of existence anyway.
Major Glory is missing. He went missing in the Darklands. What he was doing in Darklands, we don't know. Maybe he was trying to fight Fuse. Buttercup missing. We get reminded about Buttercup missing. Also, I thought when we went to Blossom, I was like, maybe these missions will redeem Blossom in my eyes. I have been on a steady hate train of Blossom. She's done nothing but awful missions so far. And you know what?
Terrible.
They didn't get any better because all her missions that she gave us was like, I don't think you're up to it. How do I know that you're good enough to fight?
Okay, but remember, that's in the context of we're starting from level 4 and then we're working our way up back to level 12. So each mission line for each guide, we're starting from level 4. So in the context of the mission giver, we're supposed to be doing it concurrently with the missions as we level up.
Even still, at that point, we fought our way through the future to get back to the past. I fought fusions that were probably at their peak in the future when the world was about to be destroyed. I think I've proved myself enough. I'm tired of having to prove myself to these random characters who I never see do a goddamn thing in this game.
Mind you, they're always busy. Always busy with picnics and all, whatever the case might be. Signing autographs, waiting in line.
Blossom,
whatever the case
my
might be.
nano of you does more than you do.
Yep.
And all she does is sit in the nano column. I don't even use her.
Mind you, she also has like the most terrible sense of I guess taste in shoes ever, because we finished a mission for doing the major glories. We find his Justice friend Day Planner to figure out where he went. That's how we found out he went to the Darklands. She has to do some work to figure out what's going on with that. But then she's like, you know something? Nice work at Pokeoks. Listen, you can't be walking around in those clunky shoes. Mind you, we're wearing the most comfortable shoes money could buy us at the time, right? And by the way, she gives us shoes from Dex Labs, and you know what they are? Everyone knows what they are. They're the first item for Dexter once you get them. They're the clunkiest metal shoes in the world with the aluminum socks. You know, these metal shoes ain't got nothing on your mother's chancla, all right? Listen. I mean, no, actually reverse that. Sorry, brain's fried. These metal shoes have everything on your mother's chancla, because this shit, they probably weigh about 30 pounds each. Let's be real here. And she was like, yeah, you can't be walking around in those clunky shoes. Here's even clunkier shoes. You know, get your strength up, get the stamina up. You know, when you take them off, you'll be like a Dragon Ball fighter. Anyway.
Oh, Dragon Ball fighter. I forgot about that. There was a Dragon Ball reference in here. At least I think it's a Dragon Ball reference, because
it sounds like one.
They're like, Double D found a power level reader. And I was like, is that a scouter? Did we find a scouter? And Matt had his theories like, yo, Raditz came here, but the copyright police said they couldn't stay and send him back to the Saiyan home planet. You're on the wrong planet, brother. Wrong planet. Get out of here. We couldn't get your rights.
Man. What was the other there was one other important mission line
from Dexter?
For Dexter. Yeah, there was one. There was only one besides. Oh wait, no, we already talked about it. My brain. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Let's move on to Ed. Yes.
By this point, right? So we do all the stuff for Dexter. We shit on Blossom some more and tell her she's bad at her job.
Yeah.
And then we move on to Double D, and by this point we're tired. We're like 2 hours in, and we're like, these missions.
Oh no, Mojo Jojo actually.
Oh yeah. Okay, Mojo Jojo. We moved on to Mojo. I
don't even remember the order.
God, that's how fried we are. We moved to Mojo Jojo, and he's like, yo, I just want to do evil shit with my evil friends. Can you help me with that?
Yo, you can help me and my evil friends.
I cannot be mad at that monkey, because at least he is honest about what he wants to do. He don't got us doing no bullshit. He was just like,
no runarounds. Just go do this, go do that. Honestly, the most chill mission line. Even the emails are pretty funny. If you want to talk about that, that's
Mojo Jojo loves writing his emails. The way he ends his emails are so funny. My favorite was, this is the end of the email. There will be no more email after this sentence. I'm signing my name now. Mojo Jojo. I love Mojo Jojo. He's so fucking funny.
Oh my god.
Mojo Jojo didn't really give us anything. The only thing that he said that would like pique my interest, he was like, we don't need to be fighting monsters from different galaxies. And I was like, oh, Fuse is from a different galaxy. But then immediately I was like, does that matter?
Yeah, I don't know the significance of Mojo Jojo saying that. I think he's just saying that.
Does it matter? Even if it was like 100% confirmed, doesn't matter. If he's from the Milky Way or another Andromeda, what does it fucking matter? He's a space alien and he's evading. I don't care where he's from. We're trying to kill him.
Like, sure, the age at which he might have been around is very interesting, but exactly where he's from, unless we're going to get some more lore in that, it's like, who cares?
He's from space.
Unless there's like a whole backstory, like, oh, Fuse are from a planet of fusions, and he was like, I was tired of my being oppressed by my own kind. I set out to conquer the universe type shit, like some Thanos nonsense.
Now, if Mojo Jojo said he was from a different dimension, that would be interesting to me.
Yeah, no, that would have me gripped right in the undercarriage. Anyway, let's see.
Bottom line for Mojo Jojo, we help propaganda for a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, we help him with propaganda. Oh, number 2 is is apparently the NSA man just knows what's going on right before we finish doing it. He's like, hey, why are you doing that? Bring that shit over here.
Which is funny because number 2 is involved with 2 guides. He's helping Ben and keeping track of Mojo, Jojo, and Father.
You know, I got mad at one of the mission lines for Ed. I'll give the context. We delivered some ice cream ammo. We delivered some ice cream ammo to number 2, and motherfucker, I knew he was gonna eat it. But the fact that the very next mission line was, hey, so something happened to all the ammo.
Wait, Matt, you have to give the full context of what we thought. You have to give the full. We finished all of Mojo's JoJo's missions, and we were so fried. We were like, God, I just want the God missions to be over. And I said out loud, I was like, if Double D gives us a stupid mission, I'm pulling out the piece, and it's gonna only be 2 Eds. It's only gonna be 2 Eds.
All right,
I open it. The first thing I read is, I need you to deliver some ice cream. Blammy.
Oh, wait.
Blammy.
Oh, hold on. The more context is, we need you to deliver the ice cream to using his ice cream guns. So our fried brains didn't realize it was ice cream guns. We were about to crash out right then and there. But then we were like, wait, reason. It's for the guns, okay? It's for the guns. We bring it over, and he's like, oh, thanks. I need to get this ice cream loaded into my tummy. I mean our weapons right away, and it didn't melt at all. You must be a speedy speedster, you know? And then we get some praise, whatever the case might be. We finish the mission line, we deliver all the ice cream, and the very single next mission line, number 2 is complaining that the ice cream ammo is gone, like he didn't know where it went, and I don't get why our goat would go to this length to fuck with us and the ice cream supply. I don't understand it. Even Ed was confused why number 2 really ate all the ice cream.
I felt like Obi-Wan in the Star Wars movie. Number 2, you were supposed to be the best of us. You were supposed to destroy all of Fusion's number 2. Why did you eat the ice cream?
I'm getting emotional just thinking about it.
You know, after doing all these missions, man, I'm thinking there should have been a 5th guide. Fuse.
I need a Samurai Jack, man. A Fuse. You know what?
Maybe he's right. Maybe this planet doesn't deserve to be here. Pack it up.
You walk up to a Terrafuser. There's a little chat icon. Select your new guide. Fuse. Think about all the bullshit missions you were put on. And you're like,
I've had it up to here, Fuse.
I'm with it.
You're right. All this time
when do I start?
They were worried about the villains helping you out. It'll be me. I'm ending the Cartoon Network universe. All this time, I've talked about how if people keep giving me stupid missions, I would end them. I gotta put my money where my mouth is. I need to kill everybody. They don't deserve to be alive. Oh my God. Double D had the dumbest missions. Look, before we even did Double D's missions, I was like, I understand why Ben, Dexter, and Mojo Jojo are guides. Those are people who I can understand would be rallying people to fight Fuse. They're respectable people that majority of the universe looks up to.
Yes.
Why the fuck is Double D here? Who picked Double D?
Honestly, it doesn't make any sense because we got Ben, the GOAT, saver of the universe, Dexter, boy genius. We got Mojo Jojo, super genius monkey supervillain, and then we got Ed. Just Ed.
And Matt was like, "Oh, hold on. Maybe we'll learn some interesting stuff about the cul-de-sac and why the boxes keep out fusions."
No, we already knew it. We knew it all.
The moment you click on Double D, he's like, I need your help to find treasure. Double D, the world is ending. Look in the sky,
Mind you, it's candy treasure. Not like, I need some treasure so I can make some new weapons. No, it's It's candy treasure. That's all
you
I
know what
care
we
about.
forgot to talk about from Dexter? We found out that Eddie, slum lord, war profiteer, and Eddie is the supplier for everybody in the suburbs. We do a mission where we go pick up a supply to take to Sticky Beard, which immediately raised flags in my head because I was remembered, man, woman, or child. Eddie stole jawbreakers from Sticky Beard, and Sticky Beard was like, well, we got to destroy their entire neighborhood. We burn it down.
Listen,
Sticky Beard, that's where you're getting your stuff to keep you alive. Sticky Beard was willing to stand up business so hard that he was going to destroy the thing keeping him alive.
What I don't understand is why we got Double D as a mission, as a guide, and why not just Eddie? You know, war profiteering. I supply everyone, they pay me, kind of deal. Why couldn't he be a guide? You know, at least that's a path. Ed doesn't do anything.
That makes so much more sense. Why isn't Eddie the guide? Eddie is the one that comes up with the plans in that show. Eddie is the one who has the scams.
He's the main character.
How did Double D end up with a guide position? Is Eddie too busy to do guides because he's running the suburbs? He's running the suburbs.
If Ben can sit all the way over there in the city, and Mojo Jojo in his castle, and Dexter in Tech Square, and they can all give us missions while being too busy, Ed doesn't do shit. We did 4 mission lines where he's building a thingamajig, and we don't know what the thingamajig is.
You know, I just realized we did 12 guide missions for Double D. Not a single one of them had us speak to Eddie. Not a single one of Double D's guide missions had us speak to Eddie.
The only mission that I can think of here that has any real value to any lore, at least in the FusionFall world, is just a reference back to the fact that the boxes for Eddie's fort is just from Foster's. We had to go find Foster's branded boxes scattered across the world because apparently there wasn't just a recycling bin somewhere full of them. And we had to collect them to help reinforce it. Mind you, we only found 4 boxes.
That was enough.
That's all we had.
That was enough. That's all they needed.
Yeah.
You know, whenever we did that mission for Foster's, and Mr. Harriman was like, take this toothpaste to Eddie so he could put it in tubes, I questioned why he wanted us to take it to Eddie. I was like, really? Why do you want us to take this to Eddie? But if Eddie is running the entire suburbs, that makes sense. He's like, that's the boss over here. Go take it to the boss and see what he can do.
Exactly what I mean, too.
Maybe
like,
Double D did.
Guide.
No, it was Dexter's guide mission. I was going to say maybe Double D did provide us with something, but it was Dexter's guide mission that told us that information. Double D didn't do shit. He's worried about fucking candy. He's like, oh no, if people eat the candy, then they'll go stupid. I don't know about you, Double D.
And Billy ate it and nothing happened to him.
I'm not digging up candy out of the ground and eating it. That's just me, though.
The only mission of value, actually, Runty from Billy.
Oh yeah, we got our very first mention of Runty. We don't know shit about him yet, but yeah, Billy was like,
at least we know he eats kibble.
Can you go get some animal food for him? I don't know what he eats, but he'll probably like it.
Go to Habitat Homes, go find him some food. I'm sure he'll like it. That's the only mention we have of Runty thus far, and it's just us finding food for him, which I'm fine with. At least canonically, he's within the storyline to some degree in a guide mission somewhere. Listen, all of these missions were straight up just
hot dog water
trekking, like just trekking back and forth. Like there were times where, like, just to entertain our poor shrinking brains, we would be like, hey, you should run over to the marker and I'll take the transportation and we'll see who gets there first. And we did that so many times. I don't even remember how many times, but it kept us alive somehow. It kept us holding on for every little breath that we can get, because truthfully, these missions were pointless to do.
They were painful. They were torture. We love this game. Both of us love this game.
We love this game.
We until these missions, we were enjoying everything that we were doing. We had so much stimulation and things to talk about. Like, oh, what about this? Does this mean this? Is this talking about this? None of these God missions brought us any type of stimulation. If you put one of those brain monitors on my head while we did these, you would think I was dead. You would think I was dead.
Listen, I'm just honestly more just disappointed. Like, I don't know when the guide missions necessarily got introduced, but I would have hoped that they put a little bit more effort into the storyline for guide missions. Like, hey, these are the 4 main people that you could follow throughout your progress in the game, no matter what. And these are the missions we're gonna give out. These are standard bullshit. I think I did more on level what? 10, was it 10 or 11 with all those extra missions we did?
10.
What was it?
10.
10. We did more shit, more impactful shit on level 10 than we did on the 48 missions that we did for these guides.
Dracula's missions were more impactful than these.
They were.
We didn't know how good we had it.
My brain is turning to mush.
We didn't know how good we had it.
No, we did not. Truthfully, we should have been
I'll never take
doing
those,
them as we went.
I'll never take those stupid missions for granted again. I'll never take them for granted again.
I listen. All I'm hoping is that as the game progresses into higher levels, more interesting and intricate, level designs and lore is introduced to the guide missions. Because I'm just gonna say it. We did missions based off the initial areas we were from. We didn't really step foot into the darker areas of the map, the city and all that extra nonsense.
These are all
barely
suburbs.
Touched Camp Kidney.
We did all the guide missions in the suburbs. Next, we'll do all the guide missions downtown.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that there is some more sustenance because my brain cannot survive off of just the sunlight and oxygen. I'm not a plant, okay? I can't sit there and look pretty and expect some cool shit to happen, right? I need to be sustained.
Well, this has been another episode
is insane.
of FusionLore. I've been magic. He's been bad.
Thank you for listening to our ramble about the bullshit.
It's so late at night. I'm so glad to be done with these missions.
It's 2:09 right now. I Jesus Christ.
We started this at like 6 o'clock. Thank you, production team. May you never suffer as we have Lucia L, Radio Wave, and Benton Dog.
I'm gonna eat the brain rotting candy and go to sleep.
Follow us on
Check out our socials. And so you can see secret stuff, behind the scenes, whatever the case might be, updates. Join our community, Discord link in the description. Thank you for listening.
Rate the podcast.
Yeah, what he said.
Rate the podcast. Make it worth it. Tell us we didn't do this for nothing.
Please.
I don't want to. We have to do this 2 more times.
two more times.
We have to do this
missions,
more
and
times.
that's not even including all the missions that we already have to do. We gotta go from level 13 to 24, and then 25 to 36.
If you're listening to this at home, I want you to go find a loved one and hug them. You don't know how good you have it. Hug your loved one. Tell them you appreciate them. Because you could be doing guide missions and hating life. Goodbye, everybody.
Lay down.
My work is done.